Distributive justice in your classroom has to deal with the principle of similarity. Think about the kids. I know you haven't been in the classroom that long, but think about the kids that you will face tomorrow morning. The principle of similarity basically is saying that if people are similar in certain ways, they should be treated in a similar fashion. If they are different in similarity, then they should be treated differently. This is not an easy thing for kids to get. But you have, I bet, visual examples. Some of you may, particularly if you have a mainstream classroom. Do you give each student in your classroom every day an equal amount of attention?
No, not possible.
What? Okay, other than the fact it's impossible because you now have more kids because they let a teacher go.
I don't mean it like that.
No. But I'm saying, but it does come down to that. The numbers matter. The numbers matter. What determines that? Because some of your kids could be saying, that's not fair.
How needy they are? Yeah.
Yes. How needy are they?
Behavior.
Okay. If you have a bunch of kids, and I'm going to use this table, if you have a bunch of kids that are spot on, they are on task, they are well behaved, they are, in terms of their individual AYP or whatever you want to call it, they are right on the mark. And then I'm in this classroom all by myself, and there are only what, maybe 15 of you here. And then I come over here, and I have this group of people, God love them, they are trying so hard, but they're not there. And I can't leave them over here. I got somebody over here that could probably become a group leader. And it's going to be Nicole, because she's saying, I'll do anything to get out of first grade. But Nicole could be, because you are high-achieving kids, you're going to have maybe a leader that's going to come in and say, okay, we can all work together and do our assignment here on our own. Then I have to come over here and deal with this group. So we're talking need. What else might we be talking? Someone said behavior. How much of your attention on any given day is going to be, you're constantly watching, you're constantly attending, you're constantly focusing on Zeke, because Zeke's going to do something. You know it. Because he does something just about every day. And if you've had high school students like I had, they also not only do something every day, but they have a way of timing it. So you could almost predict something that they were going to do and about the same time that they would do it. So there are all kinds of things that happen in your classroom that involve this principle of similarity. The people that are similar in the back, you're high achievers, you have no discipline problems, you are good at motivating yourselves, disciplining yourselves, you're on target, fine. You're together. Then I got people over here that are different than that table. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments here. And you do that all the time. And someone just brought up this word. 3 things that are involved in the principle of similarity. And this is all going to be in your text. You're going to be seeing these after lunch today. We've already addressed needs. Okay. This group needs my attention more than that group does. And it could be for any number of reasons. Any number of reasons. It could be discipline. It could be your level of learning is not as fast as the kids in the back. What about capacity? Anybody want to take a go at what we mean when we talk about capacity if we're talking about distributive justice?
Is it just ability? Like your ability to be able to do certain things on your own versus not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you have some students. I remember there was a high school counselor that used to counsel my juniors and say, you know what, and it's a lovely thought to say you can be anything that you want to be. But what if I wanted to be a musical conductor and I am tone deaf? It's not going to work. There are kids that as they mature, they say, I want to be a fireman. And then they say, I want to be a doctor. And I had high school students that said, I really would love to go into, I want to be a doctor, but I'm scared to death of needles and I can't stand the sight of blood. Well, you probably, that's going to impact your capacity to be a good doctor, so you ought to rethink that. Okay, so it has to deal with your abilities to do something. And then what about deserts? And this parenthetically means deserving. I think this is one of the toughest ones. Sometimes it's easy to recognize need and someone's ability to do something. What in your classroom, do you have kids that you know they are deserving of something? What about the way you grade them?
Extra credit. Do they deserve to get the extra credit or not? If there's somebody that's been pushing hard and they've turned in all their assignments and they're right there on the board of a grade changing, then I would give them extra credit. But if it's somebody that doesn't do their homework, is always a distraction in class, then I don't feel that they deserve the opportunity to get the extra credit.
That's a spot-on example, because then you're really making a call there between giving extra credit and not giving extra credit based on whether the kid deserves it.